So welcome back, guys, to another episode of Play and Tell. I'm your host, Xander Scullion, and this is a series where I talk about games I've been playing, leave little short impressions, mini reviews, and most importantly, when you walk away, you have something new to play. Now, I have to start this episode talking about what I thought was one of the most ambitious and just amazing announcements of 2024, and that is a brand new Castlevania Anniversary Collection, the Dominus Collection. This is yet another fantastic collaboration with Konami and M2, bringing us more of Castlevania's history to modern consoles and PC. This is going to be all the DS Castlevania games, a trifecta of Metroidvania, in my opinion. You got heavy hitters like Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, Order of Ecclesia. Matter of fact, if you talk to any Castlevania fan, you ask them, hey, what are some of your favorite titles? Chances are this will be in one of their top 5s. I feel like this is a very ambitious collection because I never would have thought that we would see games like Dawn of Sorrow on modern hardware, a game that really utilizes touchscreen controls, and M2 found a little way to make the bane of the existence of touchscreen that I didn't like in Dawn of Sorrow, like drawing those stupid seals, magic seals to destroy bosses. I didn't like it back on the DS. It was very cumbersome. I wasn't a fan of it, and now it's more of a touchscreen quick time event. You know, you just put in some button combinations and bada bing, bada boom. You don't have to worry about it. But if you want to relive the days of the Nintendo DS, you can play it in handheld mode and use the Switch's touchscreen, kind of emulating what the DS was back in the day. If you couldn't already realize, I bought it on the Nintendo Switch. I feel like this is the definitive port, but it is on PlayStation and Steam as well. And honestly, I feel like for less than $30, I feel like this is a great collection. And there's a cherry on top, folks. You're not just getting 3 great Castlevanias, but you're getting a revisited remaster of Haunted Castle, an arcade game that I wasn't a big fan of, and I've talked about it in the past. I felt like Haunted Castle was a very broken Castlevania adventure. That was the epitome of a game in the arcades that would just want to steal your quarters. Where Revisited is a more defined version of this game. It was a whole new game entirely. Has some of the nuances intact that we grew up with playing Haunted Castle, but a lot of different new stuff that honestly, I feel like even if you have these games physically on, the Nintendo DS, this collection is worth getting just to revisit Haunted Castle because I absolutely loved it. My only gripe is it's way too short. It's like 6 levels. I wish it was just a little longer. But maybe this will let Konami know that, please, just give us a new Castlevania. Two titles I'm looking forward to in the future is Ys 10 Nortix and the remaster of Ys Oath of Fangana, one of my favorite PSP games. So with that being said, I was perusing through Amazon and I've realized I don't have a physical of this game. I need to buy it. It was like $24, and that is Ys Memories of Celceta. The story begins with Adol in a town without his memories, and his quest to recover them involves exploring a dangerous forest, mapping it out, and collecting memory-restoring orbs. The combat system is straightforward yet effective, featuring basic attacks, dodging, and defending, and players control one character from a party of 3, switching between them instantly to exploit the enemy's weaknesses. As the game progresses, the combat does become more complex and rewarding, especially during challenging boss fights. Adol's companions have unique abilities used for exploration and puzzle solving, adding a variety to the gameplay. The game's narrative focuses more on the companions, with Adol serving as a catalyst for their story. Now, graphically, the game does look a lot sharper and more vibrant. Even though it does show its age, the re-release doesn't really add much new content aside from a new Game Plus mode and a boss rush mode. This game was an exclusive on the PlayStation Vita back in the day, and I was always jealous of Vita owners being able to play this in Persona 4 Golden. And, being that this was on the Vita and now it's on the PlayStation 4, it really does a great job of kind of utilizing the controls that were so unique to the Vita, but making it more accessible on, hardware that's like a home console. The Ys series is a series that I think, like many, I've gotten more accustomed to and become more enamored over the years due to YouTube's popularity. This was a series that I didn't really play a whole lot growing up, But as the years have progressed, I've become more and more of an Ys fan. I love the soundtrack, I love the action RPG elements, I love the sense of adventure. And if you are a big fan of games like Ys 8, Memories of Celceta is definitely a game to check out. And if you're new to the Ys series, go on Amazon. This is like less than 24 bucks. Get this, play it. And not only do you get a physical copy, a copy you actually own, but you get a 29-page full-colored instruction manual. What is this, 2011? I'm a huge fan of instruction manuals because it's a rarity that you still get them in today's market. And speaking of 2011, if you guys have been following me on social media, you guys definitely know that I've been borderline obsessed with this really old game, and it's all because of my friend Jared. I was talking to my friend Jared, we were talking about games we had been playing, and he mentioned he'd been playing Skyrim. By some chance you haven't played Skyrim in the past decade, the main storyline really centers around the player's character known as the Dragonborn, who has a unique ability to absorb the souls of slain dragons and use their power to perform powerful shouts called foams. The Dragonborn is supposed to defeat Alduin, an ancient dragon who is foretold to destroy the world. And I was like, wow, Skyrim. I haven't played Skyrim since like 2011. And Skyrim's like one of those titles that when it came out and I played it, I absolutely loved it. As a matter of fact, it had this feeling that I didn't get again until I played The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That feeling of like being at work and be like, man, I can't wait to go home and play Skyrim. And I'm starting to get that again. I mean, I bought this game day one on the Xbox 360, but I've been playing the PlayStation 5 Anniversary Collection that utilizes a lot of mods. I've been putting in some graphical mods, and let me tell you guys, this game looks absolutely beautiful, and I've been just completely lost and enamored by Skyrim. I think one of the most interesting things about this title is it really encourages you to go on the unbeaten path and explore the world. And there's times I get off work and I wouldn't even do any missions. I'm just, walking through the woods and trying to save, a moose from getting attacked by a wolf. And it's strange because I haven't played Skyrim in so long that honestly it feels like a brand new game again. There are certain things that happen that I remember. It's almost like RPG amnesia for the heroes. I feel like I had that playing Skyrim, ironically. But yes, the Bethesda bugs are real. I think one of the funniest things about jumping back into Skyrim, though, is seeing some of the bugs. It's almost become like a meme.
Hey, avventuriero!
You watch videos of, the NPCs in Skyrim and people reenacting, and you're like, oh, they're over-exaggerating. Not really. Not really. I was so happy to capture some of this footage right here.
We're routed! Fall back!
But if by some chance you haven't played Skyrim in a long time, like myself, definitely jump back into it, give it another run, and it's such a unique experience for all gamers. Now, the last game I want to talk about is a game that I haven't put that many hours into, about 5 hours, so this is a very early first impressions, but I've dived into Visions of Mana. In the fiery village of Tierney, Val, a newly appointed soul guard, invites his friend Hannah to the grand festival where the fairy will announce a new elm. As the night falls, the fairy declares Hannah as the Elm of Fire, setting them on a journey to the Mana Tree. They won't be traveling alone though. Along the way, they'll be joined by allies. Val is the upbeat protagonist and excels in melee combat. Karina is from the Vale of Wind and fights alongside her beast cub Ramco, providing buffs and area attacks. Morley is a fast fighter with a tragic past and delivers swift, powerful strikes. Palomina is the young queen and casts strong magic. And Julie is a sprouting who joins to break free from his routine life. Though not directly playable, Hannah supports the team as they embark on this epic journey towards the Mana Tree. I was a big fan of Trials of Mana, the remake that came out a couple years ago, so I was really excited to play Visions of Mana. And, if you go online, the reviews are kind of mixed. Some folks really love it, some folks absolutely thought it was mediocre, and honestly, I think the weakest part of Visions of Mana, unfortunately, is the story. It's very predictable so far. If you've played a lot of RPGs in the past, you'll notice a lot of tropes, and that's kind of disheartening. It's a beautiful game, and I love the combat. Battles in Visions of Mana are quick and exciting, with real-time combat that lets you perform combos and special skills to take down your enemies. You start with basic attacks, but quickly unlock powerful abilities, including elemental skills and MP-based moves. The ring menu, a classic Mana feature, returns in Visions of Mana, and you can assist specific moves to the ring menu. And while it pauses the game and lets you plan, you can also use these as shortcuts for quick access. You can switch between 3 active characters during battle and even customize their behaviors when you're not in control. Customization is a big part of the game. You can either equip elemental vessels, magical items that unlock new abilities and allow characters to change classes. The vessels also let you interact with the environment, using powers like the wind to clear obstacles and manipulate time. Collecting more vessels lets you unlock hidden areas as you explore. Each elemental vessel gives you different classes, offering unique stats, weapons, and moves, and you can experiment with different team combinations to really fit your playstyle. As you progress through the elemental plot, you'll unlock more powerful moves tied to each vessel. For example, the Vessel of Wind, the boomerang, lets you manipulate air currents and boost jumps or summon platforms. There's even more to discover, but we'll keep the rest spoiler-free. The combat is so fluid, and it's so rewarding to run into a big mob of monsters and just level them out with all your different classes and different utilizations of different stats. Would I recommend it? I would recommend it. I feel like it is a fun adventure. It's a lighthearted, cozy action RPG. I don't feel like it's really that difficult. And one of the things I really like is it does, you know, in many ways, kind of like Skyrim, kind of encourage you to take the unbeaten path, do a couple side quests, because there's this navigation button, and I've used it so much that I would just get too distracted, fighting monsters, finding treasure, and I'm like, where was I going again? You just push a single button, and it shows you this like sparkly walkway of like where you need to be in next part to progress the game. But anyway, guys, those are some games I've been playing. What have you been playing? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear some of your opinions as well about some of the games I may have mentioned in this video. And if you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe and also hit the bell so you're notified of all future videos and content on this channel. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, happy gaming.